So I've got some cottage cheese that I happened to find in the refrigerator not too long ago. It tastes pretty good. I believe this is the first time in a while that I've had cottage cheese. Each time I've had it, I've always found it to be pretty tasty. I have the fifth video file for the 99 Dan Hamming up to 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Following some work in both the Vion Studio, the Camtasia video editor, and work off of the two versions of Wrapper Offline I currently have, though I generally use the newer one for getting voices, because it's the newer version that has some kind of fix in response to VoiceForge's decision to go mobile. When I hit the coin limit again, I'm going to scout a province in order to solve the situation I face in which I have too many coins but not enough supplies. In regards to Stronghold Kingdoms, I've been able to get some kind of semblance of my army of archers back, although oh yeah, gaining the marble, that quest. I'm probably currently too close to the coin limit right now, so I'm gonna go to the world map. I spent some time today watching some GoAnimate videos. I'm currently seeing the current generation of Go YouTubers, though the term may be outdated, as you can't share your videos publicly on the GoAnimate website anymore. But I believe you still technically could back in 2018 when I used the term. when it comes to beyond, there's some kind of point late in the day in which it automatically rolls over into the next day. I think that point is somewhere between 8 and 10 p.m. according to my guess. Now, this defense measure actually allows you to breed orcs, in which you become able to breed orcs in the armory to produce them using supplies. And pretty soon it's going to be commonplace to see them used for building upgrades and for province negotiations. I currently have enough supplies to do so, so I'm going to upgrade this armory. Excuse me. In general, I think for most custom props that I make using a combination of the stipping tool and Lunapick, it seems like processing it through Lunapick causes some kind of discolorization that then has to be corrected using Lunapick itself. As such discolorizations could not be corrected through adjusting the light levels. As I've learned the hard way throughout this experience of working on the 99th episode. I think I'm just about done with the 5th video file for the 99th Dan Hamming episode. I just need to figure out what music I want to select for it. My mom's currently sleeping. At home, which helps to explain why it's so quiet. I believe she went into work today to help her students with the state finals. But there was also a point in which she talked about checking her phone messages for updates on whether they passed the state exams. All of her students have passed the written portion But just one of them failed the skills portion because they operated on the wrong arm. Due to nervousness, I believe. This is what she discussed with me during the lunch. Which, if I remember, was a while back. I think it was around somewhere between 5 and 6 p.m. It consisted of each of us having an egg roll. A vegetable egg roll that she cooked in the oven, whereas I managed to achieve roughly the same thing for breakfast at around 11 in the morning. I had the black beef udon noodles from Wegmans with peppers. Microwave that for a minute and a half. And 1 pack of vegetable egg rolls that I microwaved for a minute and 15 seconds. Versus when Mom made the other thing of egg rolls for lunch, she cooked them for roughly 15 minutes. And roughly the same result was achieved. Excuse me. Oh, we listened to the news during lunchtime. She was exhausted by the time she got home from work, but she still made the egg rolls, which I'm very grateful for. I have no idea whether or not my method fails to properly cook the egg rolls, but they seem to be properly cooked. The instructions on those egg rolls only involved what to do for the oven. I wasn't about to waste a baking sheet for egg rolls, so that's what ultimately led me to decide to microwave them. And also for lunch. I didn't put mustard on this sub sandwich. I guess the technical term for it might be hoagie. I didn't put the mustard on now, and I didn't do so during lunchtime when I had the other one of these. I updated the Duolingo app on my phone, and while there were new stories. They're all past my current crown gate of 270, and I'm at 186 at the moment. So I won't be able to access them for quite a while. And in fact, they're closer to the end of all the sets, so it'll be a long time. I completed one lesson on households today. Which involved the term for bookcase. Which according to my memory might be escalara, according to my best guess. They seem to have changed how they structure the lessons visually a little bit. Although before I did that Duolingo related stuff, I got distracted by the new Bloons Tower Defense 6 update, which alongside with releasing the Psy hero, who I think is left binary because Psy is supposed to be this gifted child monkey in the context of Bloons Tower Defense 6, which involves a sort of conflict between monkeys and balloons. That is able to destroy the balloons with their own mind. I like the new hero. Seems to work pretty well. Eventually gains an immunity to purple balloons. And before that, I believe gains an immunity to camo. Later on becomes able to halt mob class balloons in their tracks. They seem to have global range, despite what seemed to be a range circle that was maybe only slightly larger than Sada's. I think it's pretty cool since Psy shows no fear toward any of the mob class balloons. And their final design at level 20 of this blue and white creature seems to be pretty cool. Although Psy doesn't seem to be that good. and stopping DDTs, but I can get an Archmage in time. Even with the new mechanic of monkey teams, which is a new way for you to get extra monkey money in exchange for sticking to being restricted to, I believe, 3 random monkey towers chosen at random after placing your hero down, which in this case was Sai, because I was excited to try out the new hero along with the new map, Sanctuary, which is a new expert map, and the second to my memory to involve moving the towers between rounds. That's honestly surprised me. I guess the platforms are floating on water, something like that. In Kingdom Strongholds, I'm focusing on improving my scouts for now, though I may be inclined to change that at a later point. Yeah, I should probably get that Prosperity's Tower Ancient Wonder as soon as possible, though. It's probably gonna be a while. Then I've got to get the Blooming Trader Guild. At some point I ended up falling asleep at around 9 p.m., I would say. Maybe 8:30 p.m. Slept for maybe somewhere between half an hour to an hour. And the situation involving Bruce Tower Defense 6 and then Duolingo all occurred in the hour from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. So it's pretty late right now. If I recall, I stayed up last night until about 5 in the morning. Oddly enough. Sitting here while working on the 99th day and having at a leisurely pace. Went to bed And I woke up around 11 in the morning. And that's what ultimately led to my day being started and panning out the way it did. I've got this beverage because I'm not sure where the sparkling ice beverages are. For some odd reason, I've encountered a bit of difficulty in finding them in the fridge. And also, Mr. Ballin uploaded a new video today that I watched. About a story that seems to me, according to my interpretation of it, seems to be classed under a sort of cultish mass suicide. I got vibes to... It gave me Heaven's Gate vibes while listening to it. If I recall, I brought the breakfast of the black beef udon noodles and the packet of egg rolls, vegetable egg rolls. They were all vegetable egg rolls, both the pack for breakfast and the pack for lunch. But for the pack for lunch, I also had just one. Mom had the other one. But I had 2 things of duck sauce for the egg roll. The first one I poured on top of the egg roll. And then the other one I poured into the insides in between bites. And when the duck sauce from the first packet oozed over, I scraped some of it onto the bottom of the egg roll before starting to take bites. For breakfast, I pretty much had to eat the black beef udon noodles with peppers first because despite microwaving for 15 fewer seconds, the egg rolls were significantly hotter because they had less mass than the Wegmans container of black beef udon noodles. I know the streets seem to be pretty outdated, but each new street costs more and more. These streets, they cost settlement resources, and that can be hard to obtain at times. Most of the streets at this point are from the Dwarven chapter. Because I took the time to pave, then I took the time to repave all the old streets with the Dwarven streets.